table. We're standing at this point, clapping with everyone else, grinning. He's maybe 5 feet away from me, a Secret Service agent in the way, and I shout, "President Trump!" thrusting my hand out, raising my voice above the din. He turns to look at me, the eyes pale, pale blue, piercing, a real proper hit of Führer contact. And just for a second, or am I imagining this, the president's fixed grin seems to falter, to flicker like a bad connection as he takes in our table, just Dick and me, 2 men, dining alone. No families, no boilers hanging off us, making us at best losers, and at worst, queer. "We love you in Great Britain," I say. He claps me on the shoulder and says, "Brexit, right, Brexit, good job." And then, that's exactly what the cunt would say, isn't it? And then, in slow motion, it's happening. He takes my hand, skin on skin, 4 digits sliding across my palm, the thumb coming around the back, up over the knuckles, the bone-crushing pressure as he pumps it. And all at once, I am filled with rage and hatred at the liberal media. Because it is clear, perfectly clear, as my regular-sized hand is engulfed in this thing, this huge, thick-fingered wanking paddle. Lies. All lies. Fake news. Thank you.
It's kind of good to ask you this question after you've just done a reading, because after killing your friends, I think a lot of people who knew you, apart from the commitment to showing all that was in Sal Fox's heart, or not in his heart, the evil, the avarice, the greed, the most shocking thing about the book was how a lot of the kind of pacing of the book was similar to your conversational pacing, the beats in your speech, the way you tell a story. It was just really shocking that conversational pace, the beats, everything, was really similar to the way you wrote. And it's almost like that kind of you give your characters your conversational groove. It was quite shocking to actually read it for the first time.
I had never thought of that, but it does. I think when you start out writing, I tried to write novels all throughout my 20s, but they always fell apart after a bit because I had a lot of the same instincts, I suppose, and the same way of expressing myself, as James said, that kind of conversational voice. I could kind of do that a bit at 22, 23, 24, but I did not have the appetite for the long haul, the self-discipline that it takes to be a novelist, to sort of shut the door for 5 or 6 hours a day, every day, for 6, 9, 12, 18 months that it takes to create a book. I didn't have that as a younger man. If somebody would go, Black Grape are playing the Hanover Grand on Tuesday night, I'd go, let's go and fucking see Black Grape, and come home 2 days later. I didn't have what it took to the self-discipline you need to be an novelist until I got into my 30s, probably. And I saw a quote from Debbie Harry actually years later about this exact subject, where she said, because Debbie Harry was, I guess, nearly 30 when Blondie made it, and she said she had a lot of the same creative impulses and instincts at the age of 18 and 19, but she had to wait a decade till her sort of focus caught up with her, her natural instincts. So I think that happens sometimes. Some people have it when very young, but...
So what was the actual year you left the record industry in your...
In 2002.
So I remember at that time, you just utterly committed to being a novelist straight away. So you're right, you had to wait, you had to have that reservoir of just belief in yourself. Just that strength to actually, because you committed to it 100%. As soon as you left, you just committed to it. Did it actually, a calling, but did it feel like a calling which you'd long time ignored, kind of thing?
Oh yeah, 100% it did. I mean, it felt like a fucking suicide did. Also, but have I told you the story when I ended up in the RAF recruiting office?
Tell what stories, you know?
I guess this was, I was about 35 when I sort of really started seriously trying to become a novelist. And I kind of took the view of, I would give this everything I had for sort of 4 years, but if I was looking at 40 and I hadn't, got there, I was going to get a proper job. God knows what that might be. And I think this was just before I got the deal for music for Big Pink. When I was a kid, I really wanted to be an RAF pilot. And just one day, panic, Googling, what am I going to do? I found out that the upper age limit to become an RAF officer was 39. And I thought, this is it. If I have a couple of years left in that, if I fuck this up, I'm going to run away and join the RAF and become, what the fuck was that? You know, but this was the plan. I thought I wouldn't be able to face any of my friends and family. I'm just going to run away and join the RAF. It was like the circus to me. I'm going to go to Australia. 36 of family, we knew each other.
I want to be in the SS, but I was 14.
I was Tiger Woods tried to join the Navy SEALs when he was 35, so you know. So one day in London, I sort of saw this area and I thought, oh God, I actually in there sat there waiting to speak to someone and I thought, well, what the fuck are you doing? I think it was like about a year later, I think it was 36 or 37, music from Big Pink got accepted for publication. Even then we didn't really make any money, but I kind of felt we were on the road, you know.
Do you count Music from Big Pink as your first novel? I know it's a novella, but does it feel like...
No, it does. No, I do count it as my first novel.
Because strangely, even though you've written about the writing industry quite a lot now, obviously, but Second Coming is obviously it's in there, Bit of Friends is in there, etc. But Music from Big Pink, the novella, it's the only book that represents the love and inspiration that you made clear when we first met.
Yeah.
That kind of used to get from music. You know,
yeah.
It's the only book that represents that love and inspiration you used to get from it. Does that just feel like a distant memory now? No, seriously. Books kind of need what they need tonally. Once you kind of really know who the character is and what they're going to do, then that prescribes the tone. And with that book, Music for Big Pink, I knew it was going to be a sort of book about the love of music. It's an amazing book about music.
But also it's quite dark. I mean, the idea for that, again, there's a couple of my friends here tonight who will know certain people I'm about to allude to. But when I was working in the music industry, the idea of the drug dealer's life, looking at it was alluring in a way. When you're 25, 26 and you're the drug dealer, you're the first guy in the dressing room, you're in the limousine, you're getting invited in the private jet. It's a very seductive lifestyle, you've got a lot of entree. But I didn't see that life panning out too well for lots of these guys when they get to be 40, 45, 50. Not too many of them retiring happily to the Cotswolds with some dogs. They all seem to be dying or, you know, at best, getting killed by gangsters. So I kind of thought that's an interesting arc for a life. 24-year-old drug dealer to 45-year-old drug dealer. And I thought that would be folk band, but you set it around, but I kept coming up against that thing we talked about earlier, the fictional band just didn't seem to work. So I thought, well, what if you set it against a real historical backdrop, a real band? And I'd always loved the band and Dylan, and that sort of period, Woodstock in 1967 seemed a really... there's a common misconception at that period that Dylan had his motorcycle accident, went up to Woodstock and was drinking herbal tea and we were all hanging out playing with dogs. Of course, they're all going fucking bananas up there and doing all the cocaine, the heroin, the groovies in the world. We just were doing it in one place as opposed to many hotel rooms. So I thought that's interesting myth to bust. So that's kind of, again, what I was talking about earlier, those 2 or 3 ideas that kind of wove together to give you a book, you know?
But it shows that all that is just seeping into the music. It is affecting the music, that whole environment, so that's why it's a good book. I'm going to move on to probably my favourite book of yours. I reread it again lately. The Amateurs. Kind of like you said, you know. Yeah, the B-side.
Watch out. Oh! I like the B-sides.
I think it ranks up there with what I would call some of the great Scottish novels. I think my favourite one is like Ron Budley, Sound of My Voice. I love that book. Obviously there's lots of ranks in your ranking, ones in there, lots of John Burnside, Alexander Trockley, Young Adam, you know, I think it ranks with all those, you know. So kind of, you've never left Scotland far behind in your writing, even with a lot of Scottish vernacular-isms or wherever you fucking call them. Do you feel like you're any part of any Scottish tradition at all, literary wise?
I do, but I mean, I feel kind of